Hey everybody, this is Dr. Rocks with Pounding Rocks Truck Shop. Welcome. I am not entirely pleased today with this thing. I don't know what it's trying to do. So, the previous video you'll see that I tried to drive it down the driveway and it quit down there at the end. And it really was running terribly, breaking up, wanting to stall, acting like it had no fuel or acting like it had bad fuel, which it has fuel and it doesn't have bad fuel because this has got fuel that's less than a month old in it, and it's non-ethanol, and it's 90 octane. But this ignition system was breaking up so bad, and I don't know what could have changed. I've done a little work to it since the previous video, but most of it was interior work. I added the rear cover for the back wall, which is not complete, but I'm going to be adding the speakers. I put speakers in the doors. I replaced the stereo, got that functioning. I had the steering column cover on it. I don't know if that bothered any wiring, because I did notice today that I had to turn the key twice to get it to start, which is not normal. It would just usually, if you put the key in the ignition and turn it, it just at least starts cranking. It may not start immediately, but it cranks. But this time you turn the key and nothing. Turn the key back and then turn it to start again, then it cranks. So after the video ended, this is where it ended up. I managed to back it all the way up the road and put it here. So it's kind of blocking my driveway, kind of not, but it quit. And it would run for like 15 seconds or less, not even. It would run, putt, 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 then shut off, run, putt, 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 then shut off. Now, it doesn't even want to start. It just cranks and cranks and cranks and cranks and cranks. It doesn't even want to try. It's not putting, it's not anything. I've got 40 pounds of fuel pressure at the gauge. I don't know. Something's missing, something's amiss. I moved the distributor around a couple times to see if maybe it was a timing issue. That didn't change anything. And I replaced the ignition coil, thinking maybe we had a bad one, but nothing changed there. I checked for codes. I'm getting a code 55 out of the computer, so it's not picking up anything wrong. You're smelling gas coming out of the exhaust. It's telling me that it's just dumping it in and pushing it out. I don't know. I do not know. I popped the hood and I looked at all the connections that I could look at. Nothing looked out of place. Nothing looked out of place. The only thing I've done since the last time I ran it, which was for my neighbor, which was probably about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, the only thing I have done is put the stereo in it. I'm frustrated. On paper, this should work. I'm at the point now where I'm thinking to myself, would it just be easier to just pull the supercharged injectors out and put the regular 3.0 injectors in, and thinking that maybe this thing is flooded, and just go with the smaller injectors? I really don't feel like pulling the blower off, but if I have to, I will. Just, you get to a point in the project where you're looking at it and you're like, will you just do what you're supposed to do already? Come on. I've put a lot of time into this thing, and it really could return the favor by being consistent. It ran great the last video. it fired right up. It was happy to be alive. We were hitting 5-6 pounds of boost. We were getting good vacuum. Now we're not getting anything. What changed? I can't think of anything that changed. I checked breakers. I checked fuses. Nothing. Nothing was out of the ordinary. I mean, the only thing that could have changed was me putting the steering column cover on, which may have disturbed the wire, but that wouldn't explain why it was breaking up. I don't think the ignition switch itself has anything to do with the way it runs. It has everything to do with the way it starts, but it runs terribly. And it was running worse and worse and worse. The other thing that I thought about doing, and I don't really want to do this either, I definitely don't want to do this, is flopping it over to the supercharged wire harness with a supercharged computer. I don't know. I think I'd drive it into a lake long before I went through that trouble. Problem is unless we have a win and we can start driving this thing around, I'm losing interest in it very quickly. I am. It needs so much still, but if we can't get past the basic idea of just running, you feel me? Know what I'm saying? It's just, I thought we nailed it when we put the timing correct and we got the throttle position sensor working. I was like, oh man, that's got to be the final thing to hear from the engine. Now we can work on other things. But nope, I guess not. All right, well, frustration mounts. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. This is a 92 Pathfinder with a supercharged 3.3 liter V6 in it, and it's driving me nuts. See you guys later.